Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another video, everybody. Do you want to play a build where you get to do frost damage and actually kill people? Do you want to have a build that has almost 40k health? Build that can drop a million damage, a million healing and BGs, and a build that can stay alive in the midst of battle. It has access to so many major buffs, and it can do a lot for you and your team. So this is the build. I hope it's for you. Back with another Magden video. Welcome and enjoy it. So today we're just gonna get right into it. I hope you like my little outfit. I look like a little ninja or something, dude. But yeah, we're gonna do the character screen and we're gonna do skills, we're gonna do CP, and we're gonna do gear. So yeah. So let's start with the character screen. We have 22k health on the front bar, or I'm sorry, 22k magic. On the back bar we have 23k magic. Really no different. We have 37,500 health, which is a crap ton, but on a Warden you need health because, you know, you really just need health. And then stamina we have 15,000. Our magic recovery is 2,000 before a potion. What is it after a potion? I guess we'll see. It is 2,500, guys. 2,500 recovery after we use a pot. That is a lot. We have 3,000 spell damage flat, but we do have the Sea Serpent's Coil to give us an extra 450 and Major Berserk. We have 26% spell crit, which is plenty. It is really good. We are using a set that is going to help with our crit. It's very good. And then we have 7,000 penetration before we are buffed. If you want, you could have higher weapon damage, higher spell damage. It doesn't matter anymore, so yeah. And then in terms of resistances on the back bar, we have 27 and 22.5, and then we have 26.5 and 22, and then 1,800 crit resist, which is plenty. We're not using Rallying Cry anymore. I'm going to finally do a build that doesn't have Rallying Cry. So in terms of race, we are a Breton. Breton is the way to go for me always in terms of a magic build, especially on a Warden. Our food, we are using Witch Mother's Potent Brew. You could definitely run Bewitched. You could run whatever you want instead. It is up to you, but I prefer Witch Mother's. As long as I can get to around 15k stamina, I can survive. Then we have the Atronach Mundus Stone. Again, this is up to you. If you want to change it, feel free. Totally up to you. And then we're a Vamp. We are using a Stage 3 Vamp for that Undeath passive. So yeah, let's get into the gear. We are, on the front bar, using Sistress Ice Staff. Now, this set just came out in High Isle. It's brand new. It's cheap on the store. You can just buy it anytime you want. We're using a Frost Staff because we're a Warden, and we want to do as much Frost damage as possible. So we have a Frost Glyph to proc them with the Brittle, the Chilled, etc. We have Sharpened. I guess you could go Charged if you want to. You can go Nirnhoned. It's up to you. Maybe Nirnhoned. I don't know, but it is up to you. Now, the 5-piece is a little weird because it does give stamina. Now, we get 1,000 stamina, 1,100 health, 1,000 stamina. The thing I like about that is it does allow us to use Witch Mother's Potent Brew, which is very good for me because I noticed in the past is when I used two sets that are like focused on magic, I really wasn't able to use anything other than Bewitched Sugar Skulls. So now that I can use Witch Mother's because of this set, it really helps my sustain a lot. I don't have to use a sustain set anymore because I can get recovery just from my food. So that really does help. And we are, again, like I said, using an ice staff. Now, if you really, really don't want to use a staff, I get it. I know dual wield is very good right now because the passives are simply better. So, destruction staff needs a rework in my opinion. The passives are just meh. But, yeah. Specifically, ice staves. Ice staves need a rework. Ice in general needs a rework. That's why Wardens are just bleh. But anyways, not the point. So on the back bar, we are using Daedric Trickery. We have a Berserker enchant, which is going to increase our weapon and spell damage when we light attack. We are using Powered for the healing. You could go Defending, Decisive, Powered. Powered's probably my favorite for sure. It's definitely really, really good. But if you don't know what Daedric Trickery does, which I assume most of you do, it's also a very well-rounded set. It can do a lot for you, especially when I'm using Sea Serpent's Coil because I do lose a lot of movement speed, but Daedric Trickery can give me Major Expedition anytime. I know I have Bird of Prey, but getting the proc from this is a lot longer and it's nice. But anyways, Desert Trickery gives 1100 health, 1000 stamina, 1000 magic, and then when you deal damage, you gain 1 of 5 major random buffs for 21 seconds every 9 seconds. These are extremely long. 21 seconds is a long time, and you can just keep playing, just play the game and it'll proc. So the buffs are Expedition, which is 30% movement speed, Protection, which is 10% damage mitigation, Mending, which is 16% healing, Heroism, I believe, is 3 ultimate every 1.5 seconds, and then Vitality is healing received. So these are all very, very good passives, very good buffs. In my opinion, it's really good because if you get Mending and Vitality to proc both at the same time, then you're getting 32% healing done on top of the 9% you get from Powered. So if you can get those two, you're getting 40% healing if you get all 3 of those to proc. And it happens more often than you think, so don't be surprised when it does happen. And like I mentioned, we are using a Restoration Staff. One, because I think Restoration Staff is kind of a necessity at this point. Healing is tough on a Warden. They don't have great abilities because they don't have a good burst heal, so we use a lot of healing over time, which is really good for me. And heavy attacking for sustain is solid, and I don't really see a use for anything else other than this, so yeah. For the monster set, we are using Nunatox, guys. Now I just want to throw it out there. You should get heavy on this. I have light for the moment. It's just what I got. I was trying to kill the boss, and either he wasn't spawning, or there was a freaking Zerg running around Imperial City. I tried CP, I tried no CP, dude. There was just so many people. I was like, I don't really feel like fighting. I just wanted to get this and get out of there. But you would ideally run heavy, especially on the helmet. So I just want to let you know that. And then it comes in Impen, of course, so that's really nice. But if you don't know what Nunatak does, it is a very solid set for Warden. It stacks well with Brittle, crit damage, etc. It's one of the only Frost things in the game that I think are solid. I know Frost is pretty meh, so being able to have this makes a huge difference. There are other sets like Balorg. I just wanted to also, before I even get into it, Balorg is another option. Malabeth Scourger is an option. You can also use Engine Guardian, Magma Incarnate. Like that is up to you. Magma Incarnate is probably better, to be honest, but I don't have it right now, and I'm not gonna make a build on the freaking PTS. But anyways, if you don't know what this does, it gives you armor, which is really nice for a one piece, considering it's a quote-unquote damage set. So getting armor for it is very good. And then second piece is upon dealing frost damage, you get a 6 meter area under the target. Now that's a pretty big area, just so you know. 6 meters is pretty big. Under the target for 6 seconds, dealing 600. It's not actually that much. It does more than that, but does 750 frost damage before my other procs as well. 750 frost damage every 1 second, and applying a 25% snare for 4 seconds. So you're stacking a 25% snare pretty much, so every second you're slowing them down by 25 more, so 25, 50, 75, and then eventually they get immobilized, and then they proc the major brittle. So they take 20% more crit damage. That is insane, and it can happen every 15 seconds. I swear, this thing feels like it's up like 100% of the time. I don't know if there's an issue with it to where it procs on different people and the cooldown doesn't happen, but I swear it's up all the time. And it really, really helps my damage with the crit damage. It's just really solid. It's a good set. It's pretty good for Wardens, not really anything else, honestly. Again, you could just use other things, like you could use Malabeth, you could use Balorg. So I just want to let you know this is just what I use. So Desert Trickery, again, you know. And then we're using one piece of Trainee on the waist. So like I said, you're going to want to run, you know, heavy if you can. Heavy armor is the best. But then the other 5 piece we're running is Sisters, like I said. So yeah, so basically what Sisters does is when you attack a target with a bash, it hits something on them for 15 seconds called Sisters Scowl. When hit by the light attack, a target takes 2400 frost damage every second. So you are able to do crazy damage every second. It's insane. So all you have to do is just run over to someone, bash, and they have it on them for 15 seconds. And there's literally no cooldown. You can put it on multiple people. You could literally just run around bashing whoever you want, and then every time you light attack them, they take that extra damage. So like, it is insanely good. Like, this set hits hard. It's every second. Imagine 2400 ticking on you every second with a light attack. All you have to do is light attack. It's so easy. It's so easy to proc. You just bash, and then you're right back into it. It's so good. And it's a heavy armor set. It gives stamina so you can use Witch Mothers. It really is a good set. It's slept on for sure. Now, don't get me wrong, there's other sets like Ashen Grip and Of the Fire and etc., like things like that, but I really, really like this set. Also, it fits into the Warden theme of doing frost damage. So, you know, instead of running Plague Break, I'm running something a little bit original, something at least a little bit different, if you know what I mean. So, yeah. And then Daedric Trickery again. So, try to get 5 heavy at least, and then get Reinforced, Well Fitted, and Impen, and a mixture of whatever you want to do. So, yeah. And then One Piece Trainee. And then for the necklace, we're using Sea Serpent's Coil. I didn't change the trait yet. It's still protective, which isn't the worst. It gives resistances. But at full health, you gain 40% damage reduction, which is incredible. And then afterwards, you take damage. You get Serpent's Rebuke for 10 seconds. You get snared by 40%, but you can you know, offset that with Major Expedition. And then you get 10% damage done, which is crazy. And then you get 430 weapon damage and spell damage, which is insane. So you get a crazy amount of damage, and then that also stacks with the minor berserk you get from Warden. So yeah, it's really, really good. If you can, I would probably change these all to infused, because that's the best. We're running magic recovery, spell damage, magic recovery, just to get to 2k. So for the skills, I'm going to try to go faster. I'm sorry, I'm probably taking forever, but I wanted to explain everything. We're using Blue Betty on the front bar for the extra 2%. It's a cleanse. It gives you your damage. It gives you magic back. Even more recovery. Woo! So, really, really good. Then we're using Deep Fissure. Get over, it's like 11.5k, almost 12k when you get your full proc going. So, yeah. And it gives minor and major breach, so you're getting like 8k penetration just from this skill alone, which is incredible. Then you're getting Bird of Prey, which gives you 5% damage done, but another 2% for the passive, if you don't know. This right here increases your damage done. So you get 7% damage for having this. You get Major Expedition for using it. It's really good. Then you use Green Lotus. This thing got buffed. It's way better than it used to be. It is the stamina, quote-unquote, stamina morph. But you get healed every time you light or heavy attack for you or two allies. You get your Major Prophecy and Savagery, so you get your crit, you get a heal. It's really, really nice. It's better than Mage Light in my opinion, so I like it a lot. And then lastly, we're using Arterial Burst. Arterial Burst is crazy good. It's a very, very good skill. You deal damage based on your missing health, which is good because we have high health. And then if you use the ability while under 50% health, you always crit. So that's really, really nice. And then we're using Northern Storm. This one hits a lot harder when you have your Brittle going and all your ice status effects. So really, really good. Again, like I want to mention, there's a couple variations you can change. Number one, you could put on Destructive Reach instead if you really want to. Totally up to you, but I think this is way better, just saying. And then you could also change out Northern Storm for the Bear ultimate, or you could use Dawnbreaker if you want to. Again, totally up to you, just saying. So on the back bar, we are using Ice Fortress. Gives you your Resolve, gives you your minor protection as well, which is really nice. Again, this stacks with the major protection that you get from Daedric Trickery and the major protection you get from your ultimate, so that's really nice. And then we're using Radiating Regen. I use this one instead of Rapid Regen because I find myself always using Rapid Regen and somebody else gets it. It just pisses me off. This is nice. It helps you stack up a crap ton of healing and BGs as well, so it's really good. It's a great skill to use in a team. Really good. And like I said, you need a lot of hots, which are healing over time on a Warden, I think, so yeah. Because as you can see, we have a lot of heals. We have Green Lotus, we have Rapid Radiating Regen, now we have Leeching Vines. This one will heal you for almost 2k every second that you're taking damage. You also get Lifesteal, giving you 660 every second. This does not get half by Battle Spirit, so that is very good. Stays exactly at 660 in PvP. Awesome skill. It's not as good as it used to be. Lifesteal used to be insane, but still good. Then we're using Budding Seeds. I've gone on and off using this skill, on and off, on and off. I keep coming back to it. I just throw it down. I don't really worry about the rest. I just throw it down and let it work. It's a very good skill. It's just a good skill, period. And then lastly, we are using Arctic Blast. Now, the reason I'm using Arctic Blast is because, well, I'm not really a fan of it. It doesn't hit how it used to. That's all I gotta say. It's not as good as it used to be, but it's still a good one, and it is our CC, and it does damage. So, like, how can I complain? And when it's accompanied by so many other heals, it doesn't. It's not seen as a negative. It's a very good skill. Now, you do have an option here. You could swap out this and move either Green Lotus or Blue Betty to the back bar, and then put on Fetcher Infection. Because you could, then you wouldn't have a CC. But what you could do is change out Nunatak and put on Zol the Ever Wakeful. So this is another option, guys, just so you know. Again, this will also give you stamina. So you'll be even more stamina, which is never a bad thing. You'll lose a little bit of armor, but so be it. But you do, get out of it here. So what you get is when you break free, you release energy, causing enemies within 8 meters to become feared. You also get spell damage and weapon damage for each enemy. So how I see it is you're trading. It's a little bit like Battle Org in a way. You get spell damage for doing something, but when you break out, you fear everybody, and you use that as your CC. So I think that's really, really good. Because if you think about it, the cooldown on it is the same as your CC immunity in a way. So every time you're stunned, you stun everybody else. It's pretty good in that way. I found a lot of success with it. Maybe even more success than Nunatak, but that is yet to be determined. But it is another option if you really want to do that. So you don't have to use Arctic Blast if you don't want to. I'm just giving you another option. So lastly, we're using Life Giver. Way better than Secluded Grove in my opinion. So yeah. Like I said, you could also swap out for the bear, Eternal Guardian if you want. Or the other morph of the bear, because the other bear is probably better, but it dies all the time and then you get screwed. So yeah, that's what we're using. If you want to go over my CP, I mean, I have some CP done. It's just not amazing. You can change it as you see fit, but we have Fighting Finesse, Master at Arms, Biting Aura, and Cutting Defense. And then in the red tree, we have Peace of Mind, Sustained Suffering, Pain's Refuge, and Relentlessness. And then the green tree. Who freaking cares? So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoy it. I will be uploading some more gameplay ASAP. I've been playing a lot. I just haven't been recording because I was testing. So I didn't want to like record bull crap, So I think I figured out what I want to run and see how it goes. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think down below. I apologize in advance if I talked a little fast, but I was trying to cover everything in a quick amount of time, in an ample amount of time. I don't want to have you sitting here all day. Nobody has time for all that. So again, guys, have a great day, and I'm excited for this build. I hope you all enjoy it. So thank you, and have a good one.